Listen, man, you get back the energy you put out.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why people don't embrace that concept. Like, I don't give a fuck. If you put out negative energy will eventually come back to you. If you put out positive energy, it'll come back to you. Whatever you put out to the world, it will come back to you.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you're really a self-aware person, and you put certain things out to the world, when you get that thing back, you have to know that was coming. Like,
you can't be surprised.
You can't be fucking surprised.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I mean, that's what me and DJ Akademiks had a little issue.
Yeah,
this past week.
So you want to set this whole
first
backstory?
Of all, I want to go back because what I really want to do at the end of this end of the year podcast, I want to celebrate, some people. First of all, I want to salute Joe Budden, and the reason I want to salute Joe Budden is because no corporation is bigger than the culture. And if a corporation isn't treating you right, you do exactly what Joe Budden did if you got some nuts. And that's walk the fuck away. All right? If first you try to work out the best deal.
Yeah, maybe that's the best.
That's the best. But if things don't work out, deuces. Because once you put yourself in that position to get fucked, they just going to keep fucking you. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. They may be a little more gentle with the fucking.
Yeah.
All right? They may use a little more lube.
Saliva.
Right? You know what I mean? They might ask for consent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they still gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
So I respect Joe for walking away from the situation the way that he did. Now, I see everybody online. Akademiks has his chat niggas. Salute all you chat niggas. And, the chat niggas are just people who get into these group chats online and they have conversation, basically. So all the chat niggas is telling Akademiks I'm a snake. Therefore, I guess Akademiks thinks I'm a snake now. Right?
About why? Why are you a snake?
I'm just going to explain the story and let everybody make their own decisions because I don't give a fuck. When I saw Joe Budden tweeting a week or so ago or a couple weeks ago about how he wasn't being compensated from Complex or he didn't feel like he was being compensated enough, first thing I did is what I always do. Hit Joe up. Yo, what's up? You're not getting compensated? Like, bro, you could take that show anywhere. Right?
Yeah, what was he getting?
I don't know what he was making.
Yeah.
But I said, you and Ak. I said, you and Ak can take that show anywhere. Joe, being the bright guy that he is, actually already had started some preliminary conversations with where I told him he should go. Fuck it, I said it was Revolt. So I said, all right, I'm going to hit Diddy, see what's up. Hit Diddy. I said, Diddy, you should bring Everyday Struggle over to Revolt. Diddy was like, yo, you think you can make it happen?
Now they got a show.
I said, I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
Him and Joe connected. I don't know where the situation is going from there. But that's the least I could do, So then Joe goes, yo, talk to Ak. I said, Ak, if y'all not getting properly compensated over there, my brother, you got to walk. Simple as that. Because...
You said that to Ak?
Yeah.
Or you said that to...
Well, Joe already knew. Joe already felt but I said that to Ak. Ak's situation, from what he told me, was different than Joe.
He was getting more money.
I don't know if he was getting more money, but he was in the middle of some type of negotiation, whatever. So, clearly he wants to be over at Complex. And I told him, I said, yo, if you want to be over there, cool. Maybe you don't like working with Joe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I think that y'all should stick together simply because it's working.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was working.
Yeah.
Right? So that was that. And by the way, salute to Revolt. I saw the deals that they were presenting Joe and Akademiks for Everyday Struggle. They was gonna be making some guap. And Ak knows that. I told it when Ak saw what they was making, because I sent Ak all the deal points. When Ak saw what they was making, he was like, "Whoa, this is per show." You know what I'm saying? So that lets me know already.
That's a good Akademiks impression.
But that lets me know already that they were paying way more than Complex.
Yeah.
So whatever reason Ak is choosing to stay over there, it has nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. The problems came in when I saw Ak on Twitch, and he said that Desus and Mero, my guys, weren't popping. Now, I'm going to tell you why I have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. If you say you don't like somebody, cool. I'm fine with that. That's your opinion, art is subjective, whatever. But when you make an inaccurate statement and say that they're not popping, I got an issue with that, bro. Because you have an audience just like they have an audience. If they got in front of their audience and they said, Akademiks isn't really doing nothing out here, nobody respects YouTubers, I would tell them they was wilding too.
Didn't they do that?
After the fact.
Oh, I thought they started it. And then I think they said something and Akademiks responded. That's
I honestly don't know what they said initially. The first time I ever heard
I honestly don't care.
I don't care either.
I could give a fuck.
But it's a teachable moment.
Sure.
Act said they weren't popping. I called Act. I said, Act, that's wrong. Like, I understand that you got your YouTube thing going, and I applaud that. I salute anybody that's in that YouTube space, and they got a bunch of followers, and they got an audience. That's cool.
Yeah.
But there's a whole nother world out there that y'all may not be aware of. Desus and Mero have a TV show that comes on every night, Monday through Friday on Vice. They got a book coming out through Random House. They're doing voiceovers on a Netflix cartoon. Yeah. They're on the front of fucking Time Out New York magazine as New Yorkers. You know how big New York is for you to be New Yorker of the year.
They're both doing great.
They're both doing great in different lanes.
What would you rather have?
Desus and Mero all day long.
I'd rather have Ack. Without a doubt.
That's cool.
But he has the people. So Desus
and Mero got the people. And
we don't know that.
No, I'm going to tell you why.
We don't know that.
No. I'm going to tell you why.
I'll say this about Desus and Mero is that they brought the people with them. They already had the people.
They
and then
did
got
what
these
Act
other
is
things.
doing now.
Exactly.
Desus and Mero had a podcast on Complex.
No, of course.
They had a Twitter following.
I'm talking about what would you rather have, like a TV-based career that the audience is dependent on the channel, or would you rather have Act where it's direct connection to the fan base? Me, I want the people direct. That's why it's different. I'm doing a hypothetical. They've already been in that space. So they're transcending both worlds.
And they still are. They got the podcast now.
And they could go back to YouTube if they wanted to, or the podcast, and that'd be very successful. Not a question. Yeah. All I'm saying is I admire and I like, and I don't even watch his content. I just like his situation. I like that Ack has direct connection to his people. He puts whatever the fuck he wants up on his thing, and they fuck with him. I think it's great.
I love all of that shit, but is it translating into money? That's what, because at the end of the day, listen, we all love the game, but we all grown as well, too.
Yeah.
So if you doing all of that shit and it ain't translating into dollars...
I thought these guys who do, like, big YouTube views are making money.
I don't know if they are or not, because I'm going to be honest, I read some stuff the other day, and been talking to certain people. I didn't know YouTube takes like 45%.
Way more than 45%.
All right.
Okay. What do you mean 45%?
I heard it was 45%.
No.
More than that?
Yes. They slaughter you. On YouTube slaughters you.
Really?
That being said, YouTube can create a platform where you can do, like, sponsorship. So, like, if I was Ack...
But I heard they take that from the sponsorship. I heard that's where the money comes from.
I don't know. I mean, no, that comes from the ads that they get on your videos. But if you want to do a sponsored video, like, let's say you work out some shit with Amex.
Oh, somebody gives you, like, I'm drinking coffee right
coffee,
now.
boom.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's different.
But that's your side hustle. That's the thing that you got to do to get into it.
But most of these guys be talking about they get money because of their view count. But from what I heard, YouTube just 45%. Then you got to talk about taxes and shit like that. So you can.
No money on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. So you can have all of these hundreds of millions of views, but it's translating into dollars. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. All I said was
eyes always translate into dollars. You know that.
They should.
Eyes always. It might not
they
be.
Should.
They do. Guaranteed.
These days, these kids are a little different. So they're not thinking about the money. They really like the attention. I really believe that. Like, we are from the hustle era. We think about that bread.
Yeah.
They are happy with the attention and the illusion of looking like they're popping.
Right.
As opposed to, like, actually making money. Like, I'm with all of that, having them high amount of YouTube views and all that, but it's actually translating into dollars.
Yeah, I think if you have hustle, it can always trade. If you got the people, you can make money. It's plain and simple.
Yeah.
Right? That's what every TV network wants. They want the people.
But you got to sell them something.
Well, you have this thing that people are watching. It's easy to sell. Hey, I have 1 million eyes. Do you want these eyes to look at your product?
Yeah.
That's when you need to connect. Like, for me, the ideal scenario was I don't care if it's YouTube. I don't care if it's Vimeo. I don't care whatever the fuck it is. If I have 100 million subscribers on something, I'll get my best friend Jamil to run an advertising leg, and then I create content, and he connects advertiser to the content.
Yeah.
We do it, and then you just cut all the middlemen the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, like, cameras have gotten so cheap and audio equipment has gotten so... This was the barrier to entry for the industry for years. To make a film, it cost $100,000 in a camera.
Yeah, but you got to know what to do once you get that audience.
One would assume that if you've built an audience, they like what you do.
And listen, by the way, that's all I ever strive to do.
Yeah.
When I see somebody building an audience, or I've helped somebody build an audience, now let's make that pivot and go get some real money. But the thing with Akademiks and Desus and Mero, he said that. I called him on the phone. I'm like, I texted him. I'm like, yo, that's not accurate. Whatever. And he was like, well, I don't watch TV. All right, cool. So then I see another video that Act puts up because I guess Desus and Mero got back at him on the TV show.
Oh, it's really funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's the clip that you sent me. That
I thought it was hilarious.
They're funny guys, man.
I see Act on the Twitch. He's like, his voice is cracking. He's looking like he's about to cry.
He got emotional, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, it's emotional. You know, I don't bother nobody, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I text Act like, yo, Act, you wilding right now. You have built a platform on getting at people.
Yeah.
All of that War and Chirac shit, commenting on other artists that you don't know, because that's what he was saying. Like, Desus and Mero don't even know me. You don't know none of these artists you're talking about either. But you don't got a problem getting at them.
Sure.
So he did that. He cried. I said, yo, you can't be that way. If you put out that kind of energy, you got to expect that kind of energy is going to get back.
Sure.
He never responds. So I get on Instagram Live, and I deliver the same message. And the reason I deliver the same message is because I feel like that was a teachable moment for other people out there who are creating these platforms. Because everybody sees, you know, us doing what we do, Desus and Mero doing what they do, Act doing what he do, Joe doing what he do. So everybody's like, oh, now I want to do this, right? Well, guess what? Rule number one to doing this shit is there are consequences to your words. And everything you say will come back to you in some way, shape, or form. You're talking to somebody who's gotten punched in the face over this shit a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get confronted. Like, motherfuckers are going to talk about you. You're going to see things about you that may or may not be true, but it doesn't matter. You got to have thick skin if this is what you're going to do. Yeah. And if you can't handle that shit, then maybe you not built for it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, all Akademiks chat niggas, his followers, thought I was being a snake by saying that. So, Akademiks, you know, he's been saying like little subliminal stuff.
Like what?
I just like stuff like he see the snakes now and all of this. And
so that was to you?
I guess, yeah. But you know, like I said, I don't have no issue with that whatsoever. God bless him. I wish him the best. Yeah. You know, he's lying to himself if he believes that I'm a snake. Because I don't get anything out of the situation. What do I gain from bringing Akademiks in the audition for Uncommon Sense? What do I gain from when we were about to bring Yo MTV Raps back and me and Nick Cannon were the executive producers? Akademiks was going to be a host on that show. Like, what do I gain from when you call somebody a snake? That means that they're doing something to you in order to gain something. What do I gain by hitting up Revolt and telling Diddy y'all should bring Everyday Struggle over to Revolt Television? I don't gain anything from it.
Unless you're an executive producer.
Even if I was, I still wouldn't get no money. I'll do that for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't say that.
No. No.
Yo, we're from the hustler generation.
No,
remember, we about our bag.
But a show like that, I would absolutely EP for free. And the reason I would EP it for free is because, man, look, we need all of these different shows in the ecosystem. It makes hip-hop better. Yeah. When people can come to New York and they got 4 or 5 places to go, literally. It's not just the Breakfast Club. It's not just Hot 97. Not just Sway. They can go to Rap Radar. They can go to Everyday Struggle. They can go to Desus and Mero. Yeah. That makes the whole ecosystem of the culture better. Yeah. So you don't let shit like that go away. So for everybody out there like, oh, and by the way, I love this. This is my favorite thing to do in the world. Go on YouTube and listen to these conspiracy theories that people have. Okay. Because it's like I'm the Joker.
What was the best
nigga,
one?
I'm Magneto, nigga. I am a mind-fucking manipulating person. I contrived this whole scheme to break up Everyday Struggle. Only to say, well, you know what? You and Act should go to Revolt. I want to break it up. Yeah. To tell them to go somewhere else. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, I've been watching that shit, and that shit is so dope. Like, even with me and Joe Budden did the year-end wrap up for Revolt. So salute to everybody who watched this year was dope. This year was trash. Everybody's like, now Charlamagne want to work with Joe Budden. Now, this time last year, I executive produced a show on MTV2 called The Hottest MCs, where me and a panel of guests who I handpicked all came together to talk about who the 10 hottest MCs in the country were at the time. Yeah. Taxstone was on that panel. Salute to Taxstone. Karen Civil, my homegirl Miranda, formerly of Double XL. Letty was on there. Sycamore. Who else? I'm forgetting some people, but Joe Budden was on there. Joe Budden's been on this podcast how many times, Schultz? Once, twice? Brilliant Idiots? Once. Joe Budden's been on Uncommon Sense, what, 2, 3 times? Joe Budden's been on The Breakfast Club. I've been on Joe Budden podcast. Like, you noticing the theme here? Like that we work together from time to time. And if I'm doing a year-end wrap-up show that's hip-hop based, and I'm executive producer, Tax ain't home. Who better to sit around and kick hip-hop with than Joe Budden?
I think it's a great idea.
I got 1 million views in a day.
Yeah.
So clearly I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know? And, hey, Joe, you want to be executive producer of this too? Boom. So I don't understand this whole logic of I'm just starting to work with him. No, y'all are just starting to notice.
Right.
And that's what maybe the moral of the whole story is.
You believe what you want.
You believe what the fuck you want. And just because you're not aware of something doesn't mean that it wasn't happening. That goes with...
Hold on. Say what you just said again.
Just because you're not aware of something doesn't mean that it wasn't happening.
And I want everybody, yourself included, to remember that the next time SpaceX launches a rocket.
Oh, that was crazy. By the way,
you fucking bozos.
No,
on Instagram Live. The fucking aliens are coming, bro. Clearly, aliens who can travel light years are now in a rocket that barely goes 500 miles per hour in the sky.
You're proving my point again, and I'm going to tell you why.
Y'all are so dumb. SpaceX, all you have to go to the Twitter for SpaceX, and it gives a breakdown of the launch, when they're going to launch it. They